Good evening, it's Marina, Soul Alchemist, and welcome to the Meet Your Akashic Guides live from this group. So I'm not broadcasting this anywhere else, I'm just doing it in the group here. So welcome if you're watching the live, welcome if you're watching the replay. So I will say some hellos just at the end, but what I want to do is just to kind of relax into the session. I'm going to explain a little bit about what we're going to do and what we're going to cover. So thank you everybody for joining me. I'll just wait for a few more people to jump on. If you want to accept any healing or clearing or anything else that I do with this session, just say yes. Just say yes out loud, yes in your head, I accept. Because I do want to clear the space. I've been guided also to clear some blocks before we actually start this session. Because even though you've consciously come on and joined the live, watch the replay, whatever, subconsciously or unconsciously you might be holding on to some fears, blocks, patterns that might be from past lives around you being able to access the Akashic Records and also to meet your guide. So I figured it'd be easier just to clear all of that and then we can just kind of go in and it's no issues. So thank you all for joining. Okay, thanks Val. Hiya, hello everybody. So what I'm going to do, first of all, is I'm just going to explain what I'm going to do in this session, and then I do feel that there's going to be more because on this particular live or this video, I want us to just first of all meet your Akashic guide. That's the purpose of that, and then after that we can do other stuff, so that's fine. So what I'm going to firstly do is clear, and then what I'm going to do is call in some assistance with angels. I also want to call in an ascended master, and this is just going to help with you when you kind of either watch this video back again or you just kind of use your own thoughts, your own way of accessing the Akashic Records. So it's entirely up to you. Okay, so first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear. Okay, as soon as I say clear, it's off. This pendulum is off. Okay, so I'm going to be clearing on your unconscious, subconscious and conscious levels. That's the mental levels. I'm going to clear your 8-body system. And what we're going to clear, this is all around us accessing, being able to access our Akashic Record and not having a fear or a disbelief around meeting your guide or guides, depending on how many step forward. So we're going to clear all blocks, programs, fears, beliefs, patterns, imprints, and I've also got shame, blame, and pain to clear. And this is going to be cleared from your 8-body system and all your conscious levels in order for you to easily then access your Akashic Record. So I'm just going to let that clear, and this is being cleared from your present lifetime, but we're also going to clear it from all timelines in all lifetimes. So we're just kind of covering everything off. I'm also going to clear any hidden blocks, fears, programs, beliefs, patterns, imprints, shame, blame and pain, because sometimes they do hide as well. So we're going to clear those as well. So we're going to connect to the root causes, please, clear to 0 and eliminate from our timelines in all lifetimes, on all conscious levels in all of our 8-body system. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and so it is. Okay. Okay, so are we clear? Do we have now ease of access for our Akashic record, connecting to our Akashic record? Okay, so that's my yes when it's spinning clockwise. Okay, so what I'm going to do, this is going to be all through meditation. And this is how I met my Akashic guides. This is how I was shown how to first start off using the Akashic records. So for anybody that's not sure about what the Akashic records are, they're said to be an energetic database that sits on the 5th dimension. So we're in the 3rd dimension. This is our physical body. We are 3D. We are living a 3D life. 4th dimension is our thoughts, our emotions, and quite a lot of us are living in a 4th dimensional existence as well. You know, we're very mindful now of our thoughts. We know that thoughts create things, that type of stuff. So we are very much more conscious. 5th dimension, we're kind of starting to jump into 5th dimension more and more. And as, you know, if you're using the Akashic records, if you're connecting with your guides, your intuition, you're using angels, whatever it is you're using, the more that you're using those types of tools, the more that you're jumping into 5th dimension as well. So I use all the Akashic records for much of my work. And the Akashic records are like as I say, an energetic database or a library. So traditionally people would kind of think of the Akashic records as like a library. So you can see that there. And you would go in and access, or you do go in and access any information. Usually you start off with yourself, and you know, it's past life. It's usually past life stuff, but you can look at present life as well. You don't really use the Akashic records for telling the future because there's so many options. So it's really about looking at past life stuff and how you can find your own information on things that you've done in the past. So every choice, every action, every thought that you've had in any lifetime is stored in the Akashic records. And I use a pendulum to, I guess, play psychic detective in somebody's Akashic record. And in order to get into somebody's Akashic record, obviously you need to have their permission. And then for me, it's using somebody's full name, date of birth, and where they were born. And that is all the information that I need. I've been attuned to use the Akashic records in a very quick, effective way. But to start off, I needed to introduce myself or be introduced to my guides. And there's one particular guide that I use. And this is the purpose of doing this live, was really for you to get familiar with the Akashic records, meet your guide. And what I'm going to do in the meditation is get your guide to give you a symbol. So then whenever you want to go back into your Akashic record on your own, you can think of this symbol, and it's going to be like your key to step into your own Akashic record. And then you use your guide then to ask questions. So the meditation is going to be very much about you using your imagination. I tend to do a little bit of visualization myself in order to imagine that I'm in this library, and that's what I use. Some people might just go off of feeling instead. It's whatever works for you, but I'm going to talk you through a meditation, and then you kind of just listen, get from it what you can. And you know, the more that you do this practice, the more familiar you'll get with your guide. Your guide will become almost like your best friend, and will also almost be able to anticipate what it is that you want to ask, where you want to go, that type of thing. But it does take practice. But I just wanted to really introduce you to the Akashic records, explain a little bit about how I use them. So I use them for my work, whether it's tarot cards, soul realignment, soul stories, whatever it is. I'm kind of, my work that I offer in terms of healing and also information, I use somebody's Akashic record. So that's just a little bit about my background, a little bit about the Akashic records. I have posted videos around the Akashic Records and kind of gone into a little bit more detail, but that's kind of the general gist. So what I'm going to do now, because I've cleared your kind of conscious levels in order to be able to now make this a bit easier. So what I would like to do is for everybody to just close their eyes, and what we're going to do is we're just going to ground and we're going to connect. So what I'm going to firstly do, and I'm going to kind of close my eyes on and off, is I want to call in angels, and this is really for, you know, I work with angels as well. So I'd like to call in Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, and Archangel Uriel. So just imagine 4 angels now standing around you, and they're going to put you in a golden sphere or ball of light. So if you could just imagine, so you're kind of sitting comfortably now, eyes kind of lowered, taking some deep breaths, and just imagine those 4 angels stood around you. We're now going to ask Archangel Metatron to bring down the crystalline grid. Now the crystalline grid is what comes from the central sun, and this is where we connect to, and this is kind of anybody that's on the ascension process now is connecting in with this crystalline grid. So we're just, if you could just imagine Archangel Metatron now bringing down a grid made of golden crystalline white light, and that is just coming through into the top of your head, and it's moving its way down, and we're going to anchor it into the heart chakra. So if you could just imagine this crystalline grid here, and that's just opening up the connection, and we're opening up our crown, our top of our head. We're just going to open that up now. Now we're going to ask Archangel Sandalphon to bring up the crystalline grid from Mother Earth. And this is the grounding connection. We still need to be grounded. So if you can imagine this grid, and it's crystalline, and it's kind of a fairy-like white grid that's coming up through your feet, coming up your legs, up through your stomach, and again we're just going to anchor that at the heart. So we've got 2 grids here now on top of each other, one for connection, one for grounding, and we've got the 4 angels around us, and we've got 2 angels, one below, one above. So I'm just going to ask, please angels, I invite you now to clear this space, anybody's space that they're sat in, and also cleanse their body. And we're just going to clear the space and cleanse the body of any grey fields, of any entities, of any non-beneficial energy that is not for our highest good. We now just want to remove that, please. I'm also going to just ask for the Ascended Master Hilarion. His name does sound a bit weird. And he is a really good master. He's an ascended master that helps with the Akashic Records. So Hilarion, I invite you now to be with us and help all of us, anybody watching this live, anybody watching the replay, to be able to connect with their own Akashic record with ease. And can you just help with that process, please? Okay, so we're feeling a little bit more relaxed now. So what I'd like you to do now, still with your eyes closed, this is where you start to imagine, use your imagination as much as possible, or just feel or sense your way into this. So if you can imagine between your brows, your eyebrows, your third eye, I just want you to see or visualize a door. Now that door, it's up to you what that door looks like, but just visualize a door just between the brow. And what I want you to do, once you can see that door, is put your hand on the door handle, and I want you to step through that door. And you'll find yourself now in a corridor, and we're just going to walk at our own leisure down this corridor. So you can take in what the walls look like. Is it dimly lit? What does the floor feel like underneath your feet? Is it a wooden floor? Is it tiled? Is it carpeted? Just take in the surroundings of this corridor. Does it look really plush or is it quite stark? And just keep walking down this corridor, and what you'll notice at the end of the corridor is another door. So just head towards that door. And as I say, just keep breathing slowly. Stay relaxed, it's absolutely fine. So what we're going to do now, when we open this door, we're going to walk into your Akashic library. This is going to be a room, but it will be your room, so it can be a room of any size and it will look absolutely perfect for you. So again, put your hand on the door handle and open the door and step into your own Akashic library. This is your Akashic record that you have now stepped into. So step further into the room and just take in the surroundings and what this room looks like. Are there books floor to ceiling on every wall? Or are the bookcases a little bit lower? Is there any windows? Is it daytime? Is it dark? Just take in and just build up a picture of what you can see in your Akashic library. This is going to look probably the same every time you now come into your own Akashic record. So really just take in the surroundings. What does the floor feel like? Are there any lights in this room? Are there any windows? Just take it all in and just have a really good look round. And then what I want you to do, over in the corner, there's a sofa. And I want you to head over to the sofa. And again, this sofa might be a kind of a long sofa. It might be quite small. It could be brown. It could be leather. It could be fabric. Again, just take in what the sofa looks like and then sit yourself down in this sofa. And once you've got yourself sat on the sofa, just relax. Again, just take in the surroundings, and I'm now going to ask your Akashic guides to walk in to this visualization. Okay, so Akashic guides, for everybody watching the live, everybody watching this replay, can you now enter into the Akashic record of this person? And please make your way over to the sofa to meet the person of whose this record is. Now just take note of who the guide is. Is there more than one guide, or is there just the one on its own? The guides are coming over, or the guide, and they're going to sit next to you on the sofa. Now you might want to introduce yourself, you might want to give them a hug, you might want to just shake the hand, you might just want to smile and say hello. Greet them in any way that you feel is right for you. And just take in what your Akashic guide looks like and what clothes they're wearing. Are they wearing modern clothes? Have they got something that's like a period costume? Are they wearing a cloak? Just take in exactly what you can see or what you feel, sense around this guide. And once you've exchanged your hellos, I'm now going to ask your guide to give you your key. And this is going to be a symbol. This can be an object, it can be a flower, it can be a crystal, it can be an actual key. Whatever that symbol is, this is going to be the thing the object, the image that you'll have every time that you want to come into your Akashic record, this is going to be the thing that will make that connection easier. It's like an anchor that allows you to then access your Akashic record much quicker. So Akashic guides, can you please hand the symbol or the object that is going to be the key for the person to access their Akashic record? So hold out your hands and just accept whatever that symbol or object is. Once you can feel it in your hands, I want you to just have a look at it and make a note, a mental note. You might want to write this down after the meditation. And just notice what it is that you've been given. And if you're not sure what the symbol or object is, then ask your Akashic guide. They'll be able to tell you. Okay, so now you've got your symbol. What I would like you to do is to actually place it into your heart chakra. So actually hold it up into your heart and allow it then to go into your heart chakra and into your energy body. And that is always going to be held then in your heart, and that will be part of your energy system from this day forth. But that is the symbol that you can use, that is the key that will allow you to access your Akashic record easily and quickly, and it will be that quick connection with your guide or guides. Now, if you have a question that you would like to ask your guide, and this can be any type of question, it can be getting clarity on a problem or an issue or a challenge that you have at the moment. It might be getting some insight on something that you're not sure about, a decision that you need to make. Whatever the question might be, go ahead and ask your guides now. And they may not give you a lot of words. Ask them to communicate clearly, and it might be that they communicate with symbols and images instead of words. But just ask them to communicate in a way that you understand clearly what the message is or what the answer is. And if you're not sure, ask for more clarity. This is what your guides are for. And building up this rapport is a really key part of, having our guides, whether it's Akashic guides or our own spirit guides. So ask your question now, and I'll just give you a few moments to ask it and hear the answer. Okay, so hopefully you've got some kind of clarity or insight on a situation. And of course, now you've built up this kind of introduction and this first connection, you can come back after this meditation, listen to this meditation again, or just build up your own idea of how you want to access your Akashic record, and you can ask for further clarification. Now, is there anything else, guides, that you wish to let the person that is you represent in their Akashic record? Is there any other information that you wish to give? Any more insight that you wish to share? Please give that now. Okay, so now we've made this first step. it's now time to leave your Akashic record. So if you'd like to just say goodbye in any way that feels right for you, however comfortable you feel in saying goodbye. And then just know that you can come back here anytime to ask further questions, get clarity. And what we will do on the next session is we will actually go into a past life. But first, I wanted to just make this connection. So guides, just know that we will come back and we will connect and look at some past lives that will help us move forward past any karmic patterns or stories that are blocking us at the moment. But thank you for presenting yourselves to us. Thank you for the symbol and the clarity and guidance that you have given today. So now I'd like you to stand up, if you're not already stood up, and head back to the door that you entered the Akashic Library. You head over to the door, open it, and then you'll find yourself back in that same corridor. So if you want to say one last goodbye to your guides, please do. And then we're going to be walking back down the corridor, back to the first door that you came through. Okay, now it's time to come through that door. And closing that door behind you, you can start to now bring yourself back into the room that you're sat in. You can start to move your fingers, move your toes, and bring yourself back in to wherever it is you're sitting. Okay, so what I would like to do now is just hear any feedback in terms of your keys and your symbols, and if you wanted to share any messages. So this is a really good first step, and this is how I got introduced to my guides. Now, my guides I've never actually physically seen in terms of the face. They've always been hooded. And my symbol is a big tapestry. So every time I connect into somebody's Akashic record, I pick up a thread of that tapestry, and that is me connected to that person's record. And that's how I visualize the whole process of me using the Akashic records. So I'm just going to scroll down and just see if anybody has placed or got any feedback. Thank you for all the hellos, by the way. So Roisin got a small golden hollow sphere with grid lines. Okay, perfect. You did not get a message this time. You were given a Merkaba. That's amazing. So Metatron might have been very strong because he governs the Merkaba. So that's absolutely perfect. And don't kind of beat yourself up or, judge yourself because you didn't get a message. Sometimes, there might not be a message that's needed to be given. It really does depend. So, and, sometimes it can take a bit of practice. For me, it was kind of, certainly with meditating and using angels and, that type of stuff, for getting messages, it took me a while to decipher which was my ego talking and me actually getting messages from my guides. So yeah, to kind of like just go with it. It takes a bit of time, takes a bit of practice. Regina says, thanks, Marina, really enjoyed this, received much needed clarity. I received a rose and walking free. Fantastic. So a rose is beautiful. So it might be that your symbol changes. For me, it doesn't. I have a tapestry. I tap into that tapestry, and that is how, along with somebody's, obviously, details, but to establish, first of all, is your own connection, and it's looking at your own Akashic record. So now we've made that connection. What I would also suggest every time that you go in is that you do use, you know, Hilarion is an ascended master, and he is a really key ascended master for the Akashic records. So asking him to also help with that connection, to find information, would be really beneficial. You know, even just at the beginning, when you first start to use the Akashic records. If you use a pendulum, then pendulum dowsing is really excellent for getting answers. And that's how I feel comfortable with using the Akashic records, but not everybody does. Some people just do it purely from visualization and talking to their Akashic guides. I'm not sure if people just got one guide, if they got more. I know I've got more than one guide, but it's usually one guide that I work with. Michelle says, I felt like I was given a ball like Earth. Okay, so like a sphere. Fantastic. I mean, that's amazing in terms of a symbol, because the Akashic records, it's just all around us. So yeah, that's a really powerful symbol to have. That's amazing. And it's connected everywhere. So that is meet your Akashic guide. So what I would kind of suggest you do is, you know, try and do that a couple more times on you know, by yourself, or if you wanted to find, you know, listen to this video again, or find something else on YouTube. But it's just as simple as that. But making that connection with your guides first was the first step. So if people were interested in doing a little bit more with the Akashics, then do let me know, and then what we can do is we can organise another session where we then look at a particular past life that is causing an issue presently. You know, we can get guided. I mean, I've done guided meditations through that as well, and they are pretty powerful when you look at the information that can come up in a book, and you visualize what you can see and why it's coming up. So we can do that as another session if you're interested. And again, it'll just get you used to using the Akashic records. Okay, Wendy says, I got the card I drew yesterday, hundreds of others in the line behind him. I got given a metal key, but in a shape I've never seen before, but I might draw it and post it on it. Yes, do post. That would be amazing, because other people might relate to that. I did get messages, and in fact, a reply to my message seems to be a Mexican wave from all the other guys in the row. Oh, that's amazing. Excellent. Okay, brilliant. Thank you, Roisin. Wendy said, I got the guide, not the card. Okay, I got the guide I drew yesterday. Oh, okay, so the guy with blonde hair. Okay, so for people that are not aware, Wendy, I would say, is a psychic artist, and I kind of only seen that yesterday in another group where she's, I mean, you do tarot, and you seem to be quite a strong psychic medium from what I can gather. Now you're stepping into that, but you do psychic art as well. So she's put some portraits in another group, and also the photographs of the people that she'd done these portraits for, but obviously not seeing the photos, and the likeness is uncanny. So you did, I know you did post a picture of a guide or somebody that you'd connected in with. So right, okay, yeah, we'll post that picture as well, Wendy. That would be great. Yeah, so you are a psychic artist. Yeah, I mean, that's just fascinating. It's fascinating in itself, you know, being a psychic artist. Brilliant. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me. And as I say, if you do want to explore this work a little bit more, now we've made that connection, we can really open this up. You know, maybe do the pendulum stuff as well. Maybe I can do an attunement for you to make it, you know, that connection even quicker. Just let me know what you feel, and we can see where we can go with it. This is, you know, I'm just trying this just from my own experience. I just want to share it with you guys so you can start to use, you know, this wonderful energy resource that we have available to us. It's all there for the taking. You've got your own Akashic record. Why not use it? That's what I say. So this is what I was hoping to facilitate. So thank you very much for joining me. If you've got any questions or anything else, then please do post in the group. And yeah, and look out for a offer that I'm putting up tomorrow. It's just a quick one-day offer because it's my birthday. So I figured I would gift you because, you know, it's my birthday and I like to give. So if it's my birthday, it's, you know, you can also benefit. So look out for an offer that I'll be placing tomorrow. Okay, so thank you for watching the live. Thank you for watching the replay. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Hilarion. And I'll see you very soon. Speak to you later. Bye.